Evening, everyone. Can everybody hear me okay? See me okay?
Yes, I can see and hear you.
All right, great. We'll get started here in just a second. And before we start, I do want to mention that the way the class is structured today, it's not necessarily intended that you do everything. That's always true of my classes, but especially the class that we're going to do tonight. The way it's structured is things build upon one another. And so as things build upon one another, the idea is that if what we did, before was relatively easy for you, if it wasn't too challenging, if you're still breathing in the right way, you're still able to stay in a relatively parasympathetic response, not go into sort of a fight or flight mode. And those are relative, so it's not like on or off, but you're on a spectrum there. Anyway, if you can do that, then you can go to the next step. And if you can physically manage it, you go to the next step. But if at some point you find yourself, it's difficult, or you find yourself hyperventilating, or you're holding your breath, or you're clenching your jaw, or something like that, then the next time we hit that and we go to the next step, my recommendation is you stay there. Because the idea is that over time, what you're trying to do is learn to really stop the nervous system from going into that sort of fight or flight mode. And the way you do that is by being with that challenging posture or whatever it is, technique, whatever it is that we're doing that causes that sort of reaction. You're present with it, and then you breathe through it. You learn how to use your breath to release the tension. And that usually takes a little bit of time, and it also might take repetition. So again, the point of the class is not that you do everything that is offered, but that you figure out where you are at your edge and that you work there. Okay? So again, if we're doing stuff way above where you can practice, that's okay. You're just sticking with what you can do. And the other thing I'll say is don't be afraid of challenging yourself a bit either. So some people are very conservative, and if you look at their practice, everything's perfect all the time. They're always balancing perfectly. They never will try an arm balance because they're afraid of face planting. Everything they do is just controlled and measured. And that's nice that they know sort of where their limit is, but really with yoga, we want to be on what's called our edge, which means that sometimes we do fall, sometimes we do stumble, sometimes we try and bind and we can't, okay? So it's not about always being perfect and being able to do everything. It's also not about always going for broke and, constantly doing stuff that we physically can't do. And I just wanted to put that out there, make that clear. And that applies always in my classes, but it especially applies to today's class. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to assume that everyone who is meant to be here is here at this point. Let's start on our back, which we haven't done in a while. So you come onto your back, get very comfortable, and in what we call Shavasana, right? The corpse pose. So we relax back. Let's close the eyes. And let's just let the breath be completely natural at this point. And notice how you feel about those instructions. So this is a Vinyasa class, and some people who sign up for Vinyasa, they want to get their butts kicked. And if the teacher starts a class by laying down, they might already be like, oh my God, am I going to get my butt kicked today? I don't think I'm going to get my butt kicked today. I'm really upset about that. So yoga is really about noticing these kinds of expectations. Whether or not, we fulfill them or not in today's class, that's beside the point. Introspection means paying attention to our reactions to things rather than the things that we believe are causing the reactions. I'll tell you a very deep secret about yoga. At a certain point, we realize that nothing out there is the cause of how we're feeling. Now, I don't expect you to believe that today. I'm not asking you to believe it. I'm just telling you the way that it is. And if you continue with your practice, one day you'll realize that truth for yourself. Nothing out there, not the teacher, not the practice, not the world, is the cause for the way that we feel about these things. So this process of introspection is the beginning of realizing that truth. I'm already disappointed that we're not doing 17 sun salutations already and I'm not sweating. Just notice that. All right, let's begin with some deep breathing. So as we inhale, we're going to fill first the belly, then the ribs begin to expand, and then the upper chest lifts. As we exhale, we reverse that, upper chest, the ribs, and then the belly descend toward the ground. Now, as I said right at the beginning, what I suggest you do is exaggerate to the point of discomfort. Why do I ask you to do that? Because when you get to be uncomfortable, you actually know where your limit is. Before that, you might be telling yourself, oh, I'm breathing so deeply. This is a really deep breath. And yet you could be breathing more deeply and still be comfortable. You just have never tried before. So being willing to make mistakes, being willing to go a little too far and yet be really aware so that we realize when we've gone too far and then we can quickly come back. That's really where we want to be with things, okay? So breathing a little too far, a little too much, and then just backing off a little bit. And that should be perfect, right where we want to be with it. This, of course, is called Dirgha. And once you've established this 3-part breath, begin to create that ocean sound. That's Ujjayi. Like you're fogging a mirror, but with your mouth closed, okay? Now, once you've established both of these techniques, we're going to keep them going throughout the class. Let's begin adding a little bit of movement. We'll bring in the right leg and give it a squeeze. We'll move it around a little bit and just feel the condition of our hip and our leg. If you notice that there's a lot of pain in a certain position or tension, or maybe a certain area feels really dull, you might pause and take a few deep breaths and see if you can feel that condition beginning to change, maybe just a little bit. But it's beginning to change. You're beginning to move in the right direction. What is the right direction? A sense of spaciousness and freedom of movement in the body, as well as a sense of vitality. Okay, from here, let's grab hold of our foot. We're pulling down on the foot, and it's like we're trying to touch our knee to the ground. Maybe you actually do touch your knee to the ground. Again, you're paying attention to what you feel in the hip, the leg, the back. Is there pain? Is there stiffness? Can you move a bit and find a way to begin the process of releasing that unpleasantness that you feel in your body? It may or may not release completely, and that's fine, but we're just, again, beginning to move in the right direction. Now let's take the leg and straighten it out. If you can't hold the foot, you could hold behind the knee with one or both hands. You could also use a strap, but you can just use the hands. I think that's easiest. And again, moving, we feel the stretch here, right? This is where we should feel it, the back of the leg, the hamstring. Moving around a bit, stretching it out. And then let's bring that leg out to the right. And this is very important today. I want you to stretch right in here in the inside of the thigh. You can lift the other leg up. You can lift your head and neck up. Okay. Good. Then we're going to take that leg and bring it all the way to the other side. We prop our head up on the hand. We move the bottom leg back. We bend the knee, grabbing the foot. Try moving the foot around a little bit. Stretch the front of the thigh. Again, you're just beginning to bring some blood and movement into the body. Maybe you've already moved a lot today, but maybe not. And so we're just gently preparing the body for the vigorous practice that we're about to do. Okay, so we're just giving a little bit of a stretch, gentle stretch. And then coming back onto the back, we'll cross the right ankle over the left knee or thigh very close to the knee. And then we reach down and we pull the leg in for figure 4. Now, again, I'm not asking you to be perfectly still. In fact, I would prefer you move a little bit. And this is going to, again, help the muscles to begin to wake up, begin to warm up. Good. And then the other side. So we bring the left leg in. This leg could be bent, but usually it's better to keep it straight. And we move that leg around a little bit. Every day it feels a little different. So today my right hip was really complaining. My left side feels pretty good today. So I find a place that feels like that it could use a little love, and I just hold that position. I breathe. The breathing is very, very important. That's what tells your body that it can relax, that it can release, that it can let go. Without that, it might very well tense up as you stretch it. Now we grab the sole of the foot and we just pull down. Okay. And again, I'm just feeling this leg, this hip, and the back. How does this affect those areas? I can lift this leg up. I can lift my head and neck up. Again, moving a little bit. Still breathing deeply. And then I take the leg and I straighten it out. It doesn't have to go completely straight, but I straighten it until I feel a stretch here. That's what's important. Okay, so you can see my knee is bent. Doesn't matter. I already feel the stretch here. That's what's important. Okay, then I bring that leg out to the side, beginning to stretch the inside of the thigh, breathing into that. Again, today that stretch is very important. So we're making sure that we're stretching that inside of the thigh. And then we inhale that leg back through center, and we take it over to the other side. Prop the head up, bring the leg back, bend the knee, stretch the front of this thigh. Okay. Let's give it a little bit of love, a little bit of movement, a little stretch. Good, releasing. We come back into the figure 4. And now we should feel the outside of the left hip stretch. And again, I think a little bit of movement is a good idea here. There'll be, later on in the sequence, we might hold some postures, but right now we're just sort of waking up the body, preparing it for what we're about to do. So a little bit of movement, right? When you're waking up in the morning, don't you kind of begin to move your limbs a little bit? All right, good. From there, let's go ahead and bring both legs in. We'll give them both a squeeze. Maybe you wrap your arms around the legs, rock side to side a few times. And then let's take our hands behind our head. We'll interlace the fingers and cradle the head. So we're holding, we're supporting the head. We're not pulling, but we are supporting the head with our arms. okay? And I lift the head up. Now we take a nice deep breath. As we exhale, we touch the right elbow to the left knee and extend the right leg very close to the ground. As we inhale, we come back through center. As we exhale, we take it to the other side. Good. So breathing very deeply and moving very mindfully, very slowly. We go side to side. Now, please don't count. It's not important how many you do. What is important is that you begin to feel a little bit of fatigue in the abdomen, okay? We want to feel that because that means we've got to our edge, all right? So before we feel any fatigue, we haven't really done enough to really impact our body in a significant way. So we keep going. And again, we're very mindful, really paying attention. So I'm just beginning to feel that sort of burning sensation, that fatiguing sensation in my abdomen. But I'm going to keep going for a few more. Make sure I actually get some benefit. Okay, so a couple more here. And then the next time we touch the right elbow to the left knee, let's hold there and let's increase that fatigue a little bit. Right, so that burning, and our mind might start to say, I can't do it anymore, but we can. We can. Good. Inhale back to center. We exhale to the other side, holding. And again, the mind is freaking out. But the truth is, when you can't do anymore, you would simply just you would just fall out of the pose, literally. Your body would just give up. So the mind doesn't actually know your limits. Good. Inhale back to center. Exhale, relax. Let it go. So that's a very important point that I just made. Your mind does not actually know your limits, not physically, and also emotionally, mentally, spiritually. The ego, the mind, what I'm calling the mind right now, the ego, it does not know. It thinks it knows, and it will tell you constantly what your limits are. And it thinks you're very limited, but you're actually not. Let's bring the legs in. We'll give them a little squeeze, and we will rock and roll up to seated. Good. Once you're upright, let's move into a tabletop position, and we'll begin warming up the spine a bit. So inhale, tailbone lifts, belly drops, crown of the head comes up. Exhale, tailbone tucks, back rounds, crown of the head comes down. Good. So we're just moving back and forth, and this is actually a nice stretch for those abdominals, right? We were just working them, so as we drop that belly, we can stretch them back out again. That'll be good for our recovery. Recovery is a big part of strengthening, so we definitely want to give those muscles an opportunity to recover. Things like rest and, again, stretching, very good for recovery. Good. Now let's come back to neutral. We'll bring our knees together, take a deep breath, hands a little wider, and as we exhale, we drop the hips to one side. Inhale, center. Exhale, drop the hips to the other side. Now again, what's important here is you drop your hips enough so that you feel a stretch in your waist, in your ribs, in your side, okay? Maybe you feel your spine twist a little bit. How far you need to go really just depends on your body. So today I have to go pretty far to feel that, but it feels really good. So after about, 5-6 repetitions of that on both sides, come back to neutral. Go ahead and tuck those toes and lift your hips up and back into the downward dog. And in downward dog, let's get into our legs a bit. Okay, so we're pedaling back and forth, rolling over the toes, circling the ankles, still breathing in the same way. We have not changed our breath one iota. Okay, so 3-part breathing and creating that ocean sound. Okay, let's come into our full expression of down dog. Fingers spread wide, palms flat, feet hip distance, heels reaching toward the ground, and chest actively reaching toward the toes. From here, with our exhale, let's walk our feet to our hands. We'll come into the ragdoll for a moment. Dangling here, let the head relax. You can grab the opposite elbow if you'd like. Swaying the hips a little bit. Let's nod the head. So we're getting into the neck really for the first time. Shake the head no. And again, just noticing how this feels in the body. And then with arms relaxed, as we inhale, we'll slowly roll up to stand, stacking ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and heels. Now, there are a few areas that we have a tendency to hold tension physically. There are also things that we do mentally and emotionally, but let's talk about the physical right now. So 2 areas very common for us to hold tension unnecessarily is the face, jaw, and shoulders. So with your next exhale, just let all the muscles in your face relax and know that, making a face doesn't help you do any yoga pose. There's no yoga pose that gets easier or better when you're making a face. And generally the same is true of your shoulders. So let's take those shoulders, roll them forward, up, back, and down. And we're going to do that 3 times and just noticing what we feel in that part of the body. Hopefully it feels nice and free, and then we'll reverse that. But if not, this has helped make us aware, right? Oh, I'm holding a lot of tension in my shoulders. Hopefully the practice will help us, again, release and break up some of that tension. Good. With our feet touching, let's inhale the arms up, and we'll reach up and grab the left wrist with our right hand. We make a fist with the left hand and tuck our thumb in that fist. With the exhale, we push our hips over to the left as we pull our left arm over to the right, coming into Ardha Chandrasana. So the classic cue for this pose is imagine you're pressed between 2 panes of glass. Now we're not that warmed up, so you do not need to go that deep. Just a little bit of stretch into your left hip, waist, and maybe up into the ribs. Again, the shoulders and hips stack above your heels. Good. Inhale back to center, switch wrists, and exhale to the other side. Keep going until you feel a stretch. Just like with the bicycles that we did earlier, those little crunches that we did, if I don't begin to feel fatigue, then you could say I haven't really gone far enough. Same with a stretch like this. If I don't feel some stretch, then I'm just not far enough into it. If I'm in a lot of pain or I'm wondering if I'm hurting myself, then I'm too far. Good. Let's inhale back to center and join our palms. Exhale here. With the next inhale, take a bit of a back bend and then exhale into forward fold, Uttanasana. So coming forward and down, let's bring those palms flat and we'll bend our knees as much as necessary. Okay. And let the neck relax. Good. Feel that stretch at the back of the thighs. With our next inhale, let's come to the fingertips. We're going to look forward and lengthen our spine. And then as we exhale, we'll plant the hands and step back to our first plank. Okay, so in plank pose, I'd like your shoulders or your hands directly below your shoulders. Okay, your toes are tucked under your heels. And your ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and heels all align. Now, 2 common errors in this posture. One looks like this, where I'm not using my core to hold me up. I'm just sort of dangling in this. Another one looks like this, because this is much easier to hold than this is. I'm not using as much core. It's sort of like a half downward dog. So let's really line everything up. Okay, let that core work here. And then make sure that the shoulders are engaged. That's another mistake, is just sort of, again, collapsing here. We engage, we're holding up. All right, let's drop our knees for this first push-up. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, come down halfway. Elbows hug the ribs. Take a breath there. With the next exhale, release the tops of your feet to the mat and come all the way down. Bring your feet together and press the tops of the feet into the mat. Inhale, press into your hands, head, neck, chest, lift, pelvis stays on the ground. This is Cobra Bhujangasana. Bring those shoulders away from your ears. Let the face relax. Good. Exhale, come down, tuck toes, press back, tabletop, and then downward facing dog. Take a breath in downward facing dog. Good. Let's inhale to our toes, look between the hands. As we exhale, we'll step, jump, or float to the front edge of our mat. Let's inhale all the way up to standing. And again, we'll grab that left wrist and exhale over to the right side, stretching the left. Inhale back to center, and we exhale to the other side. Good. Inhale back to center, take a back bend, and exhale to forward fold. So now we're beginning to flow a little bit. Inhale to half lift, and exhale to the top of a push-up. So again, we cover everything very slowly at first, and then we begin to link them together with the breath. All right, so if you have weak shoulders, arms, or core, I recommend dropping your knees. And again, you can do that through the whole class. If you feel like you can do the same, have the same integrity in your arms with your knees up, then take a deep breath and exhale halfway down. Elbows hug the ribs, okay? Then inhale to up dog, straightening the arms and legs. The knees are off the ground, so the legs are active. It's not this. I see this all the time, okay? It's not that. This is the posture. Then with your exhale, you can come through tabletop or go straight back to your downward facing dog. Good. From the down dog, let's go ahead, inhale to our toes, look between the hands. As we exhale, we step, jump, or float to the front edge of the mat. Inhaling up to stand, again, grabbing that left wrist. We exhale to Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Inhale through center, and we exhale over to the other side. Good. Inhale back through center, taking a back bend, and exhale to forward fold. Inhale to half lift, and then exhale. Try and come right to the bottom of your push-up, Chaturanga Dandasana. And then inhale to upward facing dog. You could do Cobra here. And if you feel up to it, exhale and take a push-up on your way back into the downward facing dog, okay? Good. All right. Excellent work, everybody, so far. From here, let's inhale to our toes, look between the hands. As we exhale, we make our way to the front edge of the mat. And then this time, let's inhale all the way up to standing, and we'll exhale to our first chair pose of the evening. So those knees are back over the heels. It's like we're sitting back into a chair. We take that tailbone, tuck it under, where those arms come up and back so the chest and belly are nice and open. The face is relaxed. Okay, face and jaw, shoulders come down away from the ears. Good. As we exhale, let's release into our forward fold, Uttanasana. Again, inhale to the half lift, or maybe you do this pose, Bakasana, crow pose here. Exhale, step, jump, or float to the bottom of the push-up. Inhale to your up dog or cobra. And then again, exhale, push-up, tabletop, or downward facing dog, your choice. Okay, feet touching. Inhale, right leg up and back, three-legged dog pose. Okay, so we want the leg lifted high, straight, but the toes, knee, and hip point down. Very common errors in this posture looks like this, or this foot is like going off like that someplace, or I bend the knee so I can lift the leg higher. So let's really try our best, both to be aware of what our body is doing and to follow those directions or instructions. Let's take a deep breath here, and as we exhale, we place the foot between the hands. We'll let that back knee come to the earth. Now, you may need to adjust this foot so that your hips are as far forward and down as possible, and the knee is directly over that foot, okay? And then from here, we inhale and come up into Untitled, the low lunge. The stretch is mostly felt at the front of your left hip. There's two actions here, hips forward and down, and arms and shoulders up and back. Okay, so this is not correct, and also this is not correct. Hips forward and down, shoulders up and back, gaze is up. Deep breathing. All right, beautiful. Let's exhale, bring those hands down, step to the top of our push-up, and we make our way back to the downward facing dog. All right, we'll bring our feet to touch now. We'll inhale the left leg up and back, three-legged dog pose once again. Now, I don't believe in perfection, okay? So don't worry about if your pose is perfect. It's not. There's no such thing. Perfection is something that we work toward and never achieve. Okay, so we don't worry about achieving it. And that's what makes life interesting, is we always can refine. We can always get better. All right, so what's important is we're doing our best, not that we're perfect. Let's take a deep breath, exhale, and we lunge. Drop that back knee, pat it if it needs it, and then inhale to Untitled. Now again, we're going to build on things that we're learning. So we want to sort of program the body to be able to come into these shapes safely, but also quickly with just a breath, okay? So you can take your time this first one, make sure you feel it, you understand what the pose is about, but you want to get in the habit of being able to move in and out of them fairly rapidly. Let's take a deep breath, exhale, bottom of our push-up, and we flow back to the downward facing dog. All right, beautiful. From this down dog, let's inhale to our toes, we look between the hands, exhale, step, jump, or float to the front edge of our mat. So we inhale, we come up to standing, and this time as we exhale, we come into chair, but we add a twist, quite literally. Okay, so my hips are facing forward, but my chest is facing the right wall. I inhale back to center, come up to standing, and then I exhale to the other side. Good, let's do that a few more times. So we're going to inhale and come on up, and then we exhale and twist to the right. Good, inhale back up. Be very mindful of what your hips are doing. Okay, because the tendency is to do this. One more time. So again, the tendency is this, right? Oh, look how deeply I'm twisting. Yeah, but your hips are moving, so you're not actually twisting. The twist happens when your hips don't move, but your shoulders do. Good. Inhale up to stand. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, half lift or crow pose. And exhale, bottom of your push-up. Following your breath, back to the down dog. Okay, in downward dog, let's bring those feet to touch. We're going to inhale that right leg up and back, three-legged dog pose. Now let's open up the hip and the waist a bit by bending the knee, and then we bring that foot over to the side. Now as you do that, I want you to pay special attention to your right hand. The right hand is firmly planted in the ground. The tendency is for this right hand to get really light. So we're going to keep a strong tripod of the two hands and the foot on the ground. All right, from here, let's take a deep breath and we exhale. We again lunge, dropping the knee down. Again, this shouldn't take too long. And then we inhale up to Untitled, and then exhale, let's open up into a twist, just like the one we did. Except now, what's helpful is that our hips can't move, right? Because the legs are on the ground. So we maybe can go a little bit further into this one. If this is challenging, notice what is challenging. Okay, if it's really easy, then again, notice where, what is easy for you? What is smooth for you in your practice? Allow yourself to appreciate that. Good, we inhale back to Untitled and we exhale bottom of our push-up. flowing through to down dog. All right, from downward dog, we bring our feet to touch. We inhale that left leg up and back. And then we bend that knee and we open up the hip a little bit. So again, that strong tripod is on the ground. And we're letting that leg stretch our waist and our hip a bit. Again, if I don't feel it, I'm probably not far enough. Take a deep breath. Exhale, lunge. Okay. Inhale, Untitled, and then exhale into Pavrita Untitled. So just adding a twist. Good. Breathing here. With each inhale, you extend through the crown of the head, and with each exhale, you deepen that twist a little bit. Looking back over that left shoulder. Beautiful. Inhale back up and exhale bottom of your push-up. Inhale up dog and making your way back to your downward facing dog. All right. Hopefully you guys are doing all right over there. I can't see anybody, so I'm trusting the fact that I don't hear anyone complaining. It means that everyone's all right. Okay, from here, we'll inhale to our toes as we look between the hands. Exhale, we step, jump, or float to the front edge of the mat. We inhale all the way up to standing, and then again, we exhale. We open up to the right side. Inhale to center, we exhale. We open up to the left side. Good. Inhale to center, and exhale. Take a little deeper twist using the elbow over the knee. So the hips are down. We extend through the crown of the head. We use the arms for leverage to open up the chest to the right side, and we try and look up. Again, what is easy here? What is challenging? You should be challenged a little bit. Okay, if you're not, then see if you can find it. Good. Let's inhale all the way up to stand, and exhale. We come off to the other side. How do I know if I'm challenging myself too much? My breathing gets erratic. Okay, even if you feel like I could do a lot more, you can't do a lot more and stay in the state, the physiological state that we want you in. Okay, so keep that in mind. The breath will let you know. Good. Inhale, come on up to standing, and exhale to forward fold. Inhale to half lift, and exhale to the bottom of your push-up. I'm starting to get winded here because I'm talking so much, so I'm going to skip that push-up, and you're welcome to too. Anytime you can skip a push-up just by going straight back into your downward dog. All right, let's bring our feet to touch here. We're going to inhale the right leg up and back. Let's bend the knee, open up the hip. And now you should only do this if you feel like you have healthy shoulders. But if you do, try flipping over into an asymmetrical back bend. And this is called Wild Thing. Now, if you're really bendy, you can turn it into wheel pose. I am not that flexible in my spine, and most people aren't. So what I do is I move my arm around a little bit, try and get my shoulder joint articulating. Good. Let's take a deep breath. As we exhale, we place the hand back to the ground and return to our lunge. Let's inhale to crescent lunge, or not crescent lunge, sorry, Anjaneyasana, low lunge pose. We exhale and we twist. Then we inhale back to Anjaneyasana, and then exhale as we fold over our right leg. Now, when we do this, what we'd like is our hip is directly over the knee. The right leg is straight, the foot is flexed, pointing up. The hands are on the ground or on a block. With the inhale, I extend through the crown of my head, lengthening and straightening my spine. And as I exhale, I fold over the right leg. I try and keep my left shoulder down level with my right. And I bring my abdomen as close to my thigh as I can. Maybe I can even rest the shoulder on the leg. Good. From here, I inhale back into my Anjaneyasana, and then exhale, I take the Vinyasa. All right, Other side. So feet touch. Inhale, left leg up and back. I bend the knee. I open up the hip. And again, if and only if I think I can do that safely with my shoulders, I flip over, move that arm around. I breathe deeply. I lift those hips up. Good. Deep breath. Exhale and lunge. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, Pavrita Anjaneyasana. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. And then exhale, coming into Ardha Chandrasana, half triangle pose. Okay, so we're stretching back here in the hamstring. If you can, close your eyes and just take a few breaths. And again, see if you can feel some of that tension that's holding in the back of that leg soften and release. Good. Inhale back to the low lunge and exhale, making your way back to down dog. Again, if you feel fatigued or tired, you skip the vinyasa. Okay? Good. All right, let's inhale to our toes. We look to the hands. As we exhale, we step, jump, or float to the front edge of our mat. Inhale to standing. Exhale, open up to the right side, twisting. Inhale back to center. Exhale, opening up to the left side, twisting. Good. Inhale back to center. And then exhale, take a deeper twist as before. And then this time, inhale and try opening the arms up into more or less a 6 o'clock position. And try and use that upper arm to maybe bring that shoulder back. So maybe looking up at that thumb. Good. From there, let's inhale, come all the way back up to stand, and we exhale. First, we bring the hands together as we exhale, and then we inhale, and we open up into that 6 o'clock arm position. With each inhale, I lengthen through the crown of the head. Each exhale, look back over that left shoulder. Good. Exhale and inhale. Back bending. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, and exhale, top of your push-up. Make your way back to down dog. Again, I'm going to skip that push-up because I'm getting a little bit winded here. It's very difficult to do this without breathing in the right way. So when you're teaching, this is one of the reasons why usually in yoga teacher training, they tell you, you don't do the class with everybody, but with online, it's hard to do anything else. Okay. All right. So feet touching. We inhale that right leg up and back. And again, from here, you can bend the knee. You can open up the hip, flip your dog over, move the arm around a little bit. Now let's take a nice deep breath in. And as we exhale, we'll take the hand back to the ground. We're going to touch our right knee high up on the right arm. Okay? Good. Let's inhale that leg up and back. And we exhale and lunge as before. Beautiful. Inhale, come on up to Anjaneyasana, the low lunge pose. And as you exhale, go ahead and twist. Good. Inhale to the low lunge pose. Exhale, fold over the leg. Then bring both hands inside of your right leg and take your right leg straight out to the right. So your thigh and the leg all line up in a straight line. Toes are pointing up. Then inhale, come up, grab the left wrist with your right hand. Exhale as you pull yourself over. So this is a similar stretch to the one we did near the beginning of class, but it should be a little deeper. But everything's lined up. Again, I don't let this left shoulder come forward. Look how far I can go if I do that. Okay, but it's not about how far I go. It's about that stretch in my left waist. Okay, so I'm keeping that shoulder stacked, breathing into that tension, letting it release. Good. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, sweep that foot back in Vinyasa. Back to down dog. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So feet touch. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, flip the dog. Good. Take a deep breath. Exhale, touch the knee high up on the arm. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale and lunge. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, twisting. Inhale, low lunge, and exhale, half triangle pose. Bring both hands inside of the leg, okay, and then swing that leg straight out to the side, lining it up with the other leg. Then inhale, coming up with the torso, and exhale into your stretch. Take at least 3 slow, deep breaths into that stretch. Good. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, sweep that leg back and make your way to your downward facing dog. Okay, from the downward dog, we're going to inhale to our toes. And as we exhale, make our way to the front edge of the mat. We inhale all the way up to standing. And then again, we exhale and twist to the right. Inhale back to standing. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale back to standing. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, open up the arms. And then exhale, both hands to the ground, shoulder width apart. Now, maybe that's it for you. But if you feel comfortable doing so, lift your legs up, shifting the weight from your feet into just your hands, coming into the arm balance, side crow. Good. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale, open the arms. And exhale, just bring the hands to the ground. You don't have to do the arm balance. But from there, you might feel like you can do it. Take your time. Keep those knees bent and together. Good. Inhale, back to stand. Deep breath in. Take a back bend. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale to half lift, crow, handstand. Exhale, top of your push-up, making your way back. And again, you can always skip them. All right, feet touch. Inhale, right leg up and back. Bend the knee. Exhale, flip the dog. Take a deep breath. Exhale, bring the hand to the ground. Touch the knee high up on the right arm. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, chin, or forehead. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale and lunge. Inhale, come up into a warrior 2 position. So I'm going to turn so you can see me, but you don't need to turn, okay? So we're in a warrior 2 position, Vinyasa 2. Front foot and knee point straight ahead. Knee lunges directly over the heel. If I drew a line from my front foot, it would intersect my back foot at the heel of the arch. My arms are reaching out like I'm trying to touch both walls simultaneously. I never do this in this pose, okay? Does this look like a warrior to you? Just like I said last week, what is this, frustrated warrior or tired warrior, defeated warrior pose? I'm defeated warrior. You need to be strong, guys, in order to do yoga. You need to be strong in order to live in this world. So let's keep those arms raised. It's really not that bad. Let's take a deep breath here. We exhale, cartwheel down, either bottom of our push-up, or you can do this arm balance, Ekapada Kondyanasana, first variation. You shoot back, and you make your way back to the down dog. All right, side 2, feet touch. Inhale, left leg up and back. We bend the knee, open the hip, and flip the dog. Take a deep breath there. Exhale. Come back. Touch the knee high up on the arm. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose or chin or forehead. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, warrior 2. Okay? Gaze out over those front fingertips. Again, I should feel the legs working. If not, I go a little further. I find my edge. Deep breathing the whole time. Good. Take a deep breath. Exhale, cartwheel down, bottom of your push-up or that arm balance, making your way back to the downward facing dog. All right, from down dog, inhale to your toes, up to the hands. Exhale, step, jump, or float to the front edge of the mat. Inhale to standing back bend. Exhale, twisting to the right. Good. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twisting left. Good. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, open up those arms. Exhale, hands to the ground. If you can, switch off into side crow. If you can do that, try straightening both legs and keeping them together. That's called Dvipada Kondyanasana. Good. Inhale back to standing all the way up. Exhale, deep twist to the left. Inhale, open the arms. Exhale, hands to the ground. Again, maybe that's it. Maybe you lift the legs. Maybe you straighten them out. Inhale, come on back to standing. Deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Deep breath out. Inhale, half lift, crow, handstand. Exhale, bottom of your push-up. Coming back to down dog. Going to bring our feet together. Inhale that right leg up and back. Bend the knee, open up the hip, flip the dog. Take a deep breath. Exhale, touch the knee high up on the arm. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, chin, or forehead. Inhale. Exhale, opposite arm. Good. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Again, I'm going to turn just so you can see me. From warrior two, inhale, straighten the front knee, pivot the hands open, and then exhale, reach forward. Notice what I'm doing. I'm reaching forward. I'm lengthening both sides of my body. Once I can't go any further, I pivot my arms into the triangle position. Okay, common mistake in this pose looks like this. I'm collapsing because I think further is better, so I round and I collapse. Another common mistake looks like this. I want to come down and I can't, so I begin to roll that left shoulder forward. Again, if I roll forward, I can come much further. Okay, but that's not the pose. So we're lengthening, keeping all of this space and openness in the chest and the belly. Good. We inhale back to our warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel down, bottom of the push-up. Make your way back to down dog. Other side, feet touch. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, flip your dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, knee to the arm, touch. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, touch. Inhale. Exhale, touch the opposite arm. Inhale. Good. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale here. Inhale, straighten the front knee. Open the hands. Exhale, reach forward, lengthen. Lengthen. When you can't go any further, you pivot the arms. Okay? People sometimes ask, where's the triangle in this pose? It's right here. This arm, this leg, and this waist. That's why if this waist collapses here, it's not a triangle anymore, is it? So we keep that length in that side, okay? Good. Let's inhale, we come back up, and exhale, cartwheel down, bottom of the push-up. Let's inhale to those toes, exhale, front edge of our mat. We inhale up to stand, and we exhale, twisting to the right. Good. Inhale back up. Exhale, twisting to the left. Inhale back up. Exhale, deep twist to the right. And inhale, open the arms. Exhale, hands to the ground. Inhale, legs up. Exhale, straighten both legs. Inhale, take the top leg back. Good. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, other side. Deep twist. Inhale, open the arms. Exhale, hands to the ground. Inhale, legs lift. Exhale, legs straighten. Inhale, leg back. Good. Exhale there. Inhale back to stand. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, and exhale, top of your push-up. Feet touch. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, flip your dog. Take a deep breath. Exhale, right knee, right arm. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, chin or forehead. Inhale. Exhale, opposite arm. Kick the foot out, drop the back heel. Inhale, left arm up. Fall in triangle pose. Again, we can move that arm. Deep breath. Exhale, hand to the ground. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. Again, I'm going to turn, but you don't need to. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale there. Inhale, straighten the front knee. Exhale, triangle pose. Good. From there, bend the front knee. Take a deep breath. Exhale, balancing half moon. Lift that back leg up. Flex the foot. Point the toe, knee, and hip over to the left side of the room. Okay. Try and keep the shoulder and the hips stacked. One more deep breath here. Exhale, bottom of your push-up, making your way back to down dog. Let's do the other side. So inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, flip your dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, knee to the arm. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale. Exhale, knee to opposite arm. Kick it out, drop the back heel. Inhale, fallen triangle. Lift those hips, open that heart. Deep breath in. Exhale. Turn the hand to the ground. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale here. Inhale, straighten the front knee. And exhale, triangle. Good. Take a deep breath. Exhale, balancing half moon. Again, there's no perfection. Do your best and be honest with yourself. Notice if you're phoning it in now, okay? It's not going to get you what you want from your practice if you phone it in. One more deep breath here. Exhale. Bottom of the push-up, we make our way back to the downward dog. Beautiful work, everybody. From here, let's exhale down to a seat. Cross those ankles. Bring our legs out in front of us, our arms out on the inhale, and we'll exhale as we roll back onto our back. Okay, so coming back onto your back, bring the legs in, give them a nice squeeze, hug them in. And then let's keep those legs together. We're going to extend our arms out to the sides. I'm just going to drop both knees to the left as we look to the right. Let's release any breathing techniques that we're using at this point. Try closing the eyes. Good. We're going to inhale our legs back to center. We'll exhale them off to the other side. That's called Jathara Parivartanasana. If you're covered in sweat like me, that's a very good thing. In yoga, that's considered one of the ways that we detoxify the body. I know that many of us don't like sweating, we don't like being drenched in sweat, but that doesn't change the way the yoga tradition views sweat. So again, a lot of movement and breathing like we did today is designed to create that sweat so that the body can detox. Good, let's inhale our knees back to center. Let's grab the soles of the feet this time for a little happy baby. You know, straighten the legs one at a time, pulling them overhead, pulling them out to the side. Whatever helps create balance and helps you release the tensions that maybe we didn't address in today's class or that maybe you're feeling because of today's class. And then when you're ready, come into Shavasana, the corpse pose. We'll take 6 minutes of relaxation, but I'll be leaving you because the class is finished. So you can set a timer. If you have more time, then feel free to rest longer. I'd say 6 minutes is really the minimum that you want to do, okay? If you have any questions, please let me know. If you can join me for the next class, it's a yin class, very relaxing. We're going to focus on the spine today. And that'll be in 15 minutes. I'd love to see you there. And if not, I'll hope to see you next week at 4:45. All right. So thank you all. Namaste. And feel free to reach out if you feel that I can help you in some way with your practice. These are stressful times, and this is what yoga can really help us with times like these. They can also help us when things are going well to really become better people and to realize our dreams. But when things get stressful, yoga is very helpful for keeping us balanced. All right. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure. And I will hope to see you next week.